Hey YouTube, this is Rescue Amusement Park Fan 62. It is Sunday, this February the 5th. Yesterday, February the 4th, was WWE's Vengeance Day, which is the first premium live event with them going on the road since Stand and Deliver last April. Now, from the way it sounds, they're going to probably start doing more of these throughout the year. Um, Stand and Deliver is the next one. So here are the results for Vengeance Day, and I will give my opinion on each of these matches. First, Wesley defeated Dijak. Now, the thing about this match in particular was it's one of those David versus Goliath style matches because you probably had a good foot and a half to 2 feet difference between the two. Um, and Dijak still had that whole uh, stuff about getting justice. Now, the thing I will say that was cool was the beginning for Dijak's entrance as he was coming to the ring. They did like what they do for Karrion Kross and do the whole black and white ordeal. Now, the thing about this is there was a lot of hard spots in this match. And for about almost 50% of the match, it looked like Wesley was going to get beat. There was a hard scene in the match. I'm not sure how it happened, where Dijak looks like broke his middle finger. But overall, Wesley defeated Dijak. Now, the cool thing about this match was, like I said, you had a lot of hard spots, and it was just rather cool to see. Now, the second match was Kiana James and Fallon Henley defeating Chance Carter or Chance and Katana. Now, the thing about this match is, and I will do more in another video about it, was you really did not see this coming because, face it, Fallon Henley and Kiana James weren't always close, and it was just until I think it was Brooks went to Shawn Michaels to get this match for them. So, um, honestly, it was one of those where you thought Fallon Henley and Kiana James was going to lose, but it's the way it ended, which was interesting because I'm not sure what they called it, but Fallon Henley kind of sat on, I think it was Kaden Carter, while Kiana James from the outside held her feet down under the ring with, and the referee didn't see it. So I will do a separate video about this and speculations going into Stand and Deliver. Now, the next one is Carmelo Hayes defeating Apollo Crews. This was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Um, Now, the thing about this was, honestly, this match could have gone either way. But Carmelo Hayes beat Apollo Crews. Basically, it was like 2-0. Um, so toward the end of the match, he's had so many names. Um, I'm gonna call him what he is, Commander Aziz. I forgot his name. They called him. Came and basically it looked like he was going to help Apollo get the first win. Something happened. Um, Carmelo Hayes beat Apollo Crews. Commander Aziz came in and basically looks like starting the next feud with Apollo. I will do a separate video about all of this. Um, Now, the next one was Gallus defeating the New Day, Chase University, and Pretty Deadly. Now the thing about this was this match was interesting because you had all these interesting tags going against each other. Plus, you had and there was a spot where Thea Hale um, basically scared Pretty Deadly. So next was Roxanne Perez beating Toxic Attraction. Um, Now, the thing about this in particular was she had to fight for this win because Toxic was really taking it to her. And the funny part was it looked like they were still on this split, so, which I will talk about more in a separate video. But it was an interesting match. Um, and congrats to Roxanne. I am interested in who her next opponent is going to be going into Stand and Deliver. Now, the cool thing about this was um, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane came out as Toxic Attraction instead of their own music. Um, so I am curious what's going to happen. So let's go on. And the last match of the night was Braun Breaker defeating Grayson Waller. Now, the thing about this match in particular was Grayson Waller had that momentum to him that makes him look like he was going to beat Braun Breaker. So his entrance was basically him coming out to his own music, and then you had like look like about 6 or 7 or so attractive women with like champagne and like not so much sparklers, but something like sparklers and stuff like that. Well, one of them was beside Grayson holding like a golden shoe. So that was interesting. Now, the thing about it was Grayson did have the upper hand for a couple of minutes um, for this. And overall, Braun Breaker went deep down into his anger, which he talked about in a video promo, and it led to Grayson Waller getting beat by Braun Breaker. So those are the results. I will do a separate video on some potential matches going into Stand and Deliver in about like 55 days or something like that.